Welcome to Moon Garden. My name is Abigail, and today I'll show you how to make lemon and violet sugar cookies. First, begin by combining a high-quality vegan butter and unbleached sugar. You're going to need 185 grams of butter or 3/4 cup and 180 grams or 3/4 cup of sugar. The butter should be room temperature and made for baking. I will link below the brand I have had the most success with. We are looking for a consistency as close to butter as possible, and some vegan butters become a little bit too oily when they're at room temperature. You can use a hand mixer, but I am showing you the old-fashioned way, especially for those who might be new to baking and haven't yet invested in the tools. You can see I've essentially had to press in the butter first into the sugar, and now I'm scraping down the sides of the bowl. It takes time, but carefully beat the butter into the sugar for 3 minutes. You can tilt the bowl to the side for easier mixing, and it also helps to incorporate more air. If you don't give up, the texture is going to be creamy and you will see the sugar begin to dissolve slightly. This next part feels like a lost art and a little bit like a baking apothecary. So you will add 1 teaspoon of lemon extract into the mixture. You don't need to combine it yet because we'll add our lemon zest as well, and that just takes the lemon flavor to the next level. It's important to not get the bitter white pith of the lemon. The aromatherapy is going to hit you, especially at this part, and your mood will lift. It's normal when zesting a lemon to have gaps in between and not really get it very well, but just do your best. You need 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. It's usually the size of 1 large lemon. Then add 114 grams or 1/3 cup plain cultured coconut yogurt with the lemony ingredients and stir until just combined. Next, it's important to sift the flour. I'm sorry I didn't show you this part, but you'll need 280 grams or 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose gluten-free flour mixed with 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. But if your butter already contains salt, just leave the salt out. I pour in half the flour and get it to incorporate just a little before adding the remaining amount so I don't create a cloud. Tilt the bowl to incorporate more air into the mix, or with a hand mixer, blend until combined. Be sure to check the flour at the bottom of the bowl. It does take a tad bit of time, but it will come together to make a silky smooth batter. Prepare the mixture for 15 to 30 minutes of rest time in the refrigerator. I cover my bowl with a plate instead of plastic wrap, but you're essentially going to smooth out the dough, so it's just a little bit easier to scoop out. Once chilled and the dough has firmed up slightly, take a 1 tablespoon size scoop or a spoon and measure out the cookies onto a prepared cookie sheet with parchment paper. Bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for 14 minutes or until the bottoms of the cookies are slightly golden when lifted with a spatula. Cool for 2 minutes on a tray before lifting off. Once cooled fully, prepare the bright and beautiful topping. You'll decorate the cookies with 90 grams or 1 1/4 cup of icing sugar. Gradually add 2 teaspoons of water. It will be very lumpy at first, and then you're going to follow with a natural yellow food coloring. It depends what color you are going for, but generally go a tad darker than you want the finished product to be. It will lighten a smidge once it dries. I'm going for the color of moonlight. Put parchment or an old cloth underneath for easier cleanup. The fun part is drizzling frosting in the center of each sugar cookie. Also in the center, add a fresh or a sugared violet, and if you don't have violets, fresh thyme is nice, or other flowers or herbs like roses or rosemary. You have to act a little fast as the sugar dries quickly and hardens, but if we do them one by one, the sugar will act as a glue and keep the flower or the herb on tight. I had been making these same cookies with crystallized violets, and I would roll the tops of the cookies in a bit of sugar, the colored sugar that I used in the Midnight Violet cocktail. And you can see here that I'm lifting them off with the violets placed already on them, but I didn't bake them with the crystallized violets. I actually did add them while they were cooling for 2 minutes, and it still made them stay in place. Now I'm enjoying the bright alternative. I find it very cheerful to work with colors. There is something about the visual side of food that makes me very happy. Now it's time for tea, and I am decorating a 2-tiered stand for our tea outside. I hope you enjoyed making these cookies with me, and thank you so much for watching. Next, it's your turn to transform your kitchen into a baking apothecary and make these mood-lifting cookies. They can be made any time of year because they're so customizable. Until next time, I hope your day is filled with a bit more wonder and a lot more beauty.